Hi everybody, it's Tyler. I make videos for Phonality. Let's do a quick overview of some of the new features in Phonality's HUDweb. HUDweb is a modern version of the original HUD Classic Unified Communications software. It allows you to see the presence of all of your coworkers here on the left. The different colored circles indicate a different type of phone call. If you click on any of these individuals, you will see some more information. If you do not have the permission, you can only see the word private and unknown, but you can see the amount of time the person's been on the phone. Chat loads automatically and the history is displayed in the central column. You can search the history, add to the chat, and you can check other things like voicemails that may have come from this particular individual to you directly instead of looking at every voicemail that you have. See which groups the coworker belongs to. You can see if that person belongs to any queues. Check the call log between you and that person. For example, if I pull up somebody that I've called a few times, let's pull up Charlie, and we look at the call log, we can see that I have placed some calls to Charlie and Charlie has placed a few calls to me. If there's any recordings of calls between you and that person, they would be displayed as well. The calls and recordings option at the top is a new feature of HUDweb. Your inbound and outbound call history will be displayed here, and every number is clickable, so you can instantly call that person back. Your voicemails will be transcribed. You can click on one of those voicemails and the actual message will load. But reading the voicemails tends to be a little bit faster. And if you have any call recordings, they will display in this area, which I do not. Conferencing has always been a really powerful feature of HUD, and HUDweb takes the conferencing functionality and expands on that. In HUD Classic, I was able to view different conference bridges and the people that were a member of those bridges, but in HUDweb, I can actually start a group chat. You have to join the conference call in order to use the chat, but as soon as you're in the conference bridge, you can go ahead and chat with all of the participants who are also using HUD and are in that same conference bridge. You can also view any recordings inside that particular conference bridge. Joining is just as easy as it was in HUD Classic. Just click the join button and you'll be joined to that conference automatically. And you can see the conference room extension number in order to give that to an external caller who may not be using HUD. The call center functionality of HUD Classic and HUD Queues in particular was incredibly powerful, and many of our customers chose to use the Phonality services strictly because of the call center level functionality that we make available in HUD. The call center module of HUDweb is just as powerful. You can sort by a variety of different metrics. For example, if you want to see which queues had the most abandoned calls, we can see 100%. These are test queues in our case. If you saw 100% in a real production environment, that might be cause for concern. You can see which queues have the most number of active calls. We see that these queues will definitely be part of our support team. And we can see things such as the average talk time, or average wait time. If you run an environment that needs to focus strictly on picking up the phone as fast as you can, the red number here, the average wait time, will be of particular interest to you. You can jump into any of these queues simply by clicking. It'll show you all the different agents in that queue and what type of phone call they're on, how long they've been on those calls. If I want to open up one of these agents, just click her name and I can start a chat. I can also do things like click on the call itself, and the barge, monitor, and whisper options, which are one of the things that many of our customers have said they love about HUD, are available here in HUDweb just as easily. If anybody is already barging this person, you would see that in this gray box to the right. We've introduced a couple really interesting features such as video collaboration. You do need to have HUD running in order to start the video collaboration function. You can invite anybody from within your company. I'll use Charlie again. And you would just click Start Conference. That person would get a link in their HUD application to the video conference. Inside the video collaboration, we can actually do things like share our screen, not the whole screen, particular windows of the screen, the whole screen if you want. Multiple desktops maybe, and you have different windows running, you can only share the windows that are important to you. And lastly, here in HUDweb, we have added Box integration. So logging into Box is just as simple as it would be on their application directly. You will put in your username and password, and then of course you have to line up the little box icon, and there you go. You are inside your individual Box account, and any files shared with you through Box would appear here as well. So it's very, very easy for us in HUDweb to add third-party functionalities, and we intend to increase the number of integrations that we have available going forward.